Bigger Talks, back again with another Bigger Talks podcast. And I'm live from Soho House, West Hollywood. We in here. It's pretty sunny out. It's a lot of people around. But we're going to get into today's episode. And the episode is about Uber and the story of faith through Uber. But before we get started, go get your merch. It's miracle season. Promo code M season all caps to get 50% off all merch at It's Miracle Season .co. I'm giving you the Instagram, but the website is itsmiracleseason.co to get 50% off of all merch, hats, shirts, hoodies. It's a miracle season. But anyway, let's get right back into it. And so today I'm going to be talking about the story of Uber, the time and period where I drove Uber. I was an Uber driver, right? So I would say the year was 2016 going into 2017. And right before that year took off in 2017, I had opportunity to go on the show, which many of you might know is the Bachelorette. Um, Little do people know, prior to that show, I was personal training. I was doing Uber to make money. And I was making pretty decent money once a week, $700 to $1,000 a week. So it was putting the food on the table, it was paying the bills. But I came home after the show and I could no longer do Uber. But the funny story is, um, I still had to pay my rent. My rent at the time was $2,000 a month, and I was sitting back thinking like, I'm going to make some money. Now, granted, shouts out to Airbnb. I did Airbnb my spot when I was gone for 10 weeks traveling the world, so I made a little bit of money. Um, but I was back. I was back. My show didn't come out for like the next 2 or 3 months, so I had to make some money. Uber was bringing in me a lot of cash weekly, and I couldn't do it anymore. So the story goes, it's probably the end of, let's say I came home May 17th. So it had to be like the end of May, if I'm not mistaken. And I had to pay my rent. My rent was like 1850, 1950 plus utilities. And I needed to make money. So in that moment, of course, I'm going back and forth with myself. Like, I want to do it. I know I shouldn't do it because I got a show that's coming out. I got to stop. I got to change. I got to figure something out. And so I remember listening to this author, thought leader, spiritual guru named Stuart Wilde. And Stuart Wilde, Wilde. And he was talking about, sometimes you should just sit still for an hour and do nothing. And so, I sat still for an hour and I did nothing. And I just was allowing to see what happened, what came, what would come, what would take place. Because, as a person like myself with all this energy, I always feel like I have to be doing something, doing things, right? I have to be doing to get, I can't just be in the track, right? I got to do. So anyway, I'm sitting, nothing is happening. So that day goes by. I do it again another day. Then at this point, I gotta have more faith than fear. So of course I prayed, and I still was training my clients. I had some clients that stayed on while I was gone for 10 weeks. And I feel like it was like maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe 2 days before rent was due. And mind you, I'm still worried a little bit because I'm like, my rent is $2,000. How am I going to make rent? So I'm sitting, I'm literally in my apartment on Wilshire and Burnside. Miracle Mile is the neighborhood I lived in. How ironic, my brand, it's Miracle Season, but I lived in Miracle Mile at the time. And I think I was doing a meditation. I was reading something, and I get a call. I get a call from a good person who actually put me on the show, The Bachelorette, Thea Washington. And she was like, Eric, we're looking for someone to shoot this commercial, this Can 2 commercial in Baltimore. We're willing to pay you 2,500 and we'll fly you out. Does that sound like something you want to do? Now, mind you, this woman doesn't know what's going on. She do know that I just got off a TV show and they need a soccer player. for this commercial, can too. The only catch here is I had to shave my head bald, so I had to go bald headed. So here's the universe. Okay, you say you need the money, you need the opportunity. This is the perfect timing. 2,500. This is a beard product. You got to shave your head bald. So of course I said yes. They flew me to Baltimore, my hometown. How amazing is that? I was able to see my family, and I shaved my head bald, and I shot a commercial. And the crazy thing is, I got paid within that week. So I think I went in town on maybe a Wednesday or Thursday. I know whatever it was, I got paid. They wrote me a check. Like I got paid really quick. Like the turnaround was really quick. I had the money and I paid my rent. So the moral of the story in life is that you gotta have faith. Faith, yeah, as they say, small as a mustard seed. And I had to have faith. I had to let go, and I had to trust. Right, there's something greater was on its way or in alignment, of my soul's assignment. And here I was. I shot a commercial, shaved my head bald, but I paid my rent because I was willing to stop doing the thing that I used to do, to have faith for something new to come. And my rent was paid because I had faith and I trusted myself and I trusted in something greater, God, the universe, the creator, whatever you guys believe. And it worked out. So I want you guys, if you're listening to this, to always have faith more than fear. Always have a little bit more faith, because faith is really the way how you evolve in life. It's how you heal, and it's how great things happen and come to you. But I was literally in a surrender moment. I had to trust that something greater was on the way, and it happened. And so that's my story of faith in Uber. Shouts out to Uber. I did Uber probably for like 3 or 4 years. I made pretty decent money. Funny story about Uber. 7 years after doing Uber, I did a brand deal with Uber, who paid me great money to be an Uber partner and create content around doing Uber 7 years later. So that's the story of faith in Uber. People, keep your faith, always have faith, and know that something greater is on its way, especially if you're in a bind, you're in a jam, you feel like things are not happening. Just let go. Try to sit in silence for an hour, 30 minutes, and see what happens. Trust, have faith. It's miracle season. And remember, you can get your miracle, but you got to be willing to endure the seasons that come with that miracle. That's all. That's it. Share this episode if it resonates. And remember, it's all about faith. And Uber, shouts out to Uber. Uber and faith. You guys have a great day. Promo code M Season, all caps, for 50% off of all It's Miracle Season merch. And share, subscribe, and like this episode. I see you guys soon. Be great. Peace and love.